Yo, what is up, guys? I'm coming back at you with another review, but this one is different. We are doing our first movie review with a movie that went viral on TikTok called Megan is Missing. Now, this movie went viral because it was apparently very disturbing and touched on certain taboo topics. And while, yes, it was you can say disturbing movie, does that make it a good one? Does it make it enjoyable? Let's talk about it. Now, look, I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. The movie's goddamn terrible. It's horrible. I will never watch that movie again, and it's not because it's quote unquote disturbing, it's because it's a shit movie. The story isn't good, the characters aren't good, nothing about the movie is good. I found zero enjoyment in it, and I would not recommend this movie to anyone. Now, let me try to break this down a little bit for you guys. The movie's runtime is an hour and 30 minutes, okay? Those were the longest 1 hour and 30 minutes of my life. Now, I did watch this movie at night, and I did watch it with my friends, and everyone agreed that it was horrible. The movie was horrible, okay? When it got towards the 30-minute mark in the movie, I was legit about to pass out due to boredom. I'm not kidding you. The story is horrendous. The only reason people are watching this movie is for the last 22 minutes, which is when the disturbingness of the film really comes into play. If it wasn't for that, no one would be watching this horrible, horrible movie. Now, the teenagers in this movie, the characters, they're not good at all. They have no common sense, unfortunately, and I think the person that made this film was trying to depict what they thought teenagers acted like, but it's just not accurate to what the majority of teens act like today. The dialogue and character interactions in the movie are also horrible. There are multiple awkward conversations, there are multiple awkward silences, even in the movie, multiple awkward character interactions in the movie. There are multiple conversations in the movie that make the viewer uncomfortable. They are probably placed there to make you uncomfortable and show how damaged of a person Megan is, unfortunately, and how she was misguided by multiple people in her life. I can see how the story paints a picture of a girl that was taken advantage of by society and failed by society, but the way that it is executed is not good. That's where I have a problem with the movie. I don't have a problem with its message because I think it's an important one. I just think they could have gotten it across better and not have just used a lot of conversations or a lot of interactions to get some sort of reaction out of people. I think there is a better way they could have gone about it and actually made a good movie with, yes, a disturbing message, but a message that needs to be told to certain people. You also need to keep into account this movie was made way back when the internet was first like being so accessible to a lot of people. So I think that is also why some of the interactions or some of the storytelling is so misconstrued, because it was in an age where internet was new, the danger of the internet was new, so it wasn't exactly concrete on how to combat it or how to address it. Now, please don't take that as me defending the movie, because I do think the movie goes overboard in a lot of ways and is actually fear mongering towards combating young people being on the internet. Of course, young people should be safe, but we shouldn't be making it so that they're just scared to go online. I think if they would have made a movie on how to stay safe as a young person on the internet while keeping the same message, they actually could have made a pretty interesting movie. Instead of just banking in on shock value and banking in on this fear of having a young person, having a child on the internet. From this point forward, I will say viewer discretion is advised for those that are faint-hearted or do not want to hear about certain sensitive topics. I will say that I will dive into them. I do not want to go into detail, but I will briefly touch on them and give my thoughts on the disturbingness of this movie. So I will say viewer discretion is advised. You have, let's say, 5 seconds to click off the video. Now, is the movie disturbing? To some people, yes. To me personally, I would say no. It just made me extremely uncomfortable. I would say the last 22 minutes are very uncomfortable to watch. There was one horrendous, horrible scene where the young lady is sexually assaulted, and it lasts for way too long. I think it's just there to get a reaction, and it is very uncomfortable to watch. It was not something that needed to be that long and needed to be in the movie in the first place, you know. There is other scenes where this young lady is chained to a wall and she is kept in a dark room by herself and forced to eat out of a bowl like a dog. Those scenes did make me uncomfortable, but I can see why they were in the movie. The scenes didn't scare me, they just made me extremely uncomfortable, except for one scene actually caught me by surprise, kind of did scare me, is when, spoiler alert, he pulls the top off of a barrel and you see Megan's dead body. I think I used the wrong word actually. I would say it startled me, not necessarily scared me. It was shocking because I didn't expect that to happen. He ended up getting the young lady in the barrel with the dead body, and then the next 10 minutes are just him digging a hole while she begs for her life. He's gonna bury these two women in there. Now this last sequence where he's digging this hole to bury these two young ladies is horrible. It lacks all common logic and it's just a dumb scene. Let me explain to you why. So this guy is recording himself digging a hole to bury these two young ladies, right? You can clearly hear on the tape she is begging for her life. Okay, he digs this hole, he records everything, and he throws the camera in the dumpster without deleting anything, leaving all the videos on there. What logic is that? Why would he record it just to throw it away so the police can find it? Which they do. You see, it's things like this that make the story, the characters horrible. It just makes it not believable, honestly. I would say that's pretty much it for my disturbing talk of the movie. I'm not trying to waste anybody's time, honestly. So let's just go right ahead and give it a score. I will give Megan is Missing an overall score of, drumroll please, 'Don't waste your time' out of 10. Movie's fucking awful. Don't bother watching it. And I would say please do not watch the movie if you are not 18 or older. The movie's awful anyways. You wouldn't want to watch it. I'm just being honest with you. I hate this movie. I really do. I do not think that it deserves a score from me. That pretty much wraps up the review for me. I will say if you're not 18, please do not watch the movie. I will say if you are young, please stay safe on the internet. Be aware of who you're talking to, of course, that goes without saying. And to all the women out there, please stay safe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Late.